morning, Endeavour. Army-Navy games in the third quarter, and as you can probably tell by the wake-up music, the midshipmen are ahead 30-19.
Well, thanks, Chris. I was hoping that was some indication of the score.
Endeavour Houston, we're with you on the west. Initial look down here looks like everything's going well.
Roger, Chris. Here it is coupled, and with your go, we are ready to release the Perlos.
You have a go.
With this live television from a camera in the payload bay of Endeavour, that call from Mission Specialist Nancy Currie that the arm is latched on to Unity, and now preparing to release the payload retention latches, 5 latches that have held Unity in place during launch.
Houston Endeavour, Unity's coming out of the payload bay.
We're watching.
The left-hand side of the screen in this view is the cone-shaped mating adapter and the docking mechanism at the end of it that will be aligned directly above a docking mechanism on Endeavour's orbiter docking system as Currie continues the installation of Unity on that docking system.
Houston Endeavour, will attitude maintenance be required at low hover?
A well-oiled machine. We were just discussing the same thing. No, it is not required, Bob. Beautiful and delicate work so far. It's a pleasure to watch.
And Nancy's a real pro.
Unity now more than 8 feet out of the bay. This view of Unity from a camera mounted in the rear right-hand corner of Endeavour's cargo bay. So Currie begins rotating the module to a position eventually perpendicular to the cargo bay of Endeavour. In the forward portion of the bay in this view can be seen the orbiter docking system and the docking mechanism on Endeavour with the docking ring extended, ready for attachment with the docking mechanism on Unity.
Houston Endeavour, we see ourselves in a good config. If you're happy, we're ready to fire the jets.
We have an excellent view through camera Charlie. You have a go to install Unity. Endeavour Houston, by our tally, You have had the ring aligned for over a minute. You are go to pick up with the ring in step 8.
Roger, Houston, we're picking up with step 8. Bye. And Houston, Endeavour, you got a good view on camera Alpha, so you want to watch?
We are watching.
Houston, Endeavour, we show ourselves complete with step 18 on auto-docking sequence. Houston, Endeavour, we've got Unity firmly attached to Endeavour, and we're off to a great start on building the International Space Station. Thanks to everybody down on the ground for such excellent training.
Endeavour Houston, congratulations to all the members of the crew. It's a beautiful sight.
Have you run into any complications thus far in the mission?
Fortunately, we've had very few problems. Obviously, we didn't launch on our first attempt. I think that's probably the most significant problem we've had so far. The orbiter is working tremendously, and everything's going pretty smoothly.
When docking in space, how do you control your craft's precise speed in order to avoid collisions and to brake properly?
Docking procedure is developed very carefully, and usually one vehicle is passive and second is active. An active vehicle usually have tools to measure speed and range.
What is the best first step a young person can take when becoming an astronaut?
Well, I think the very best first step any young person can take to become an astronaut or a doctor or a teacher or anything else is to take the very best advantage they can of their school educational opportunities, study very hard, and prepare themselves for the future.
We have all heard that the first part of the space station was sent by Russia nearly 1 year late. Funding had to even be provided by NASA. Are you at all worried that other countries in the international effort might not fulfill their tasks properly or on time?
Well, I think in any program as large as this one, you're always concerned about changes in the political situation in any country or the financial situations in any country. We're building this program over many years, and so we have to be concerned about those factors, but there's nothing specific that we're concerned with.
How do you think mankind will benefit from the space station, and what future developments may it lead to?
Well, I think the international aspects of the space station mean that we're all learning to work together as one people of the world, and that probably will be one of the most important benefits. However, after the station is constructed, we do expect to have very many new scientific discoveries that will benefit every person on the surface of the Earth.
Okay, welcome aboard the flight deck. We had a really successful day today, and I put it together on tape in about 6 minutes here, and the crew hasn't seen this yet, but I'm going to make them narrate their portion of it, so it'll be a little bit of a surprise to them. Jim's in his normal spot there. He just turned around from working on SBS. When he isn't doing anything else, that's where he is. So we're going to switch here to the video, and we'll share it with you. Okay, starting out, Nancy on the arm getting the note out, and I'll let her talk about how she maneuvered Unity around. You can see Jim backing her up.
Well, first off, we went very, very slow. I had warned these guys that we were going to go as slow as we possibly could, and just had a lot of great support up here. Jim is the best R2 you could ever wish for. Bob was helping me out. Everybody on the crew was helping out. It just went great. The arm flew great, and really speaks highly of our simulators, and certainly of the Canadian agency Spar that built the arm for us. It flew just great.
Here's Nancy getting ready for the grapple. I know you guys had a lot of outside views, but we wanted to share what was going on inside. You can see some of our tools over there on the side. Jim's got RSAD working.
And we really appreciate the RSAD team, Victor and Stuart and Michelle and Mitch Maha. Thanks a lot for all their great work.
Here's Unity coming out of the bay. I went ahead and picked a shot where the camera was moving because Nancy was moving it so slow that it looked like a still photo every time I tried to tape something.
I'm sure you all noticed too while she was doing that Posh worked really well. Something we need to improve in the simulators back home because it just worked great up here.
If there's any rubs on it, Nancy didn't do it, that's for sure.
Probably can't see, but for those of us who are vertically challenged, I did employ the use of the Fred, the restraint device, and it worked well, and big thanks to the flight crew support folks that provided that for us during the flight. We've used it since day one, and I'll continue to use it throughout the flight.
Everybody was involved. Sergei was taking pictures and working IMAX, and Jerry was working IMAX and taking pictures. Hopefully we got some really good shots. You can see it out the overhead window here with the Earth in the background. It really was a pretty sight. You can see SDS over there on the side. Jim was working that real hard also. Nancy was really happy once we got it all lined up and ready to berth and fire the jets. It was very accurate.
Yeah, we were all saying thank you to James Bagan and all the folks that did the analysis on that for the pitch in the ODS. Worked out great.
This is a good demonstration. We wondered before flight if we'd be able to open the ODS hatch fully with the suits up in the AAPs, and we had to take off the helmets to even get a shot at it, and even after the helmets were off, the hatch would only come about a half to two-thirds open. That's the way we did it.
On ingress day when we're doing transfer, and we're going to have to take the suits down to get all the equipment through.
I was kidding Bob that Bob looked like Santa and his big bag there when they were back in the ODS and airlock.
Here we are inside PMA-2, and Sergei's coming in to take a look at the front porch to his new home. Here, Sergei and Jerry are buttoning things up, closing out on their way out. This is a big day for our EVA prep. We got all our tools out. That's just a small portion. We had over 100 different items stowed in probably 15 different lockers that we had to assemble, attach them to the fish stringers, as you can see Jerry and Jim doing there. Some real nice work by Karina, Shuck, and Wayne Wedlight getting that all figured out. And we'll see how it goes tomorrow, but we feel pretty good about it.
On this side of the cockpit are the computers, and here we're working SDS. We've been having some pretty good success with it, and we're pretty optimistic for using it tomorrow.
And just a nice shot of Unity with the Earth moving by below. Well, that's our show for tonight. We tried to summarize a whole lot of work in 6 short minutes, and we didn't have a lot of time to put it together. It's been a busy day, and we're really looking forward to tomorrow in the rendezvous and grappling Zarya, and getting it firmly attached to the other end of Unity so that Jim and Jerry can go outside and all of us can go inside and start this space station. Again, thanks to everybody down on the ground for all your great help. We really appreciate it.